Now that you've got your marketing tag installed, we will move on to the next important thing. Now, just under the Insight link, you have another tab called Conversions. And conversions is where you would define actions that you would want your users to take. So for an example, if you are a service business and you collect lead gen forms, so if I go to digital marketing here, employers, I have a form here that employers can fill out. And if I consider this as a lead, because if an employer filled that out and clicked submit, I would receive that as a lead. So that's obviously a conversion for me because now I've actually gotten the lead. So conversion is anything that you want your audience to do. So that could be fill out a form, could be click on a phone number and give you a call, could be fill out an account, create an account, a free sign up, could be make a purchase on e-commerce or anything of that sort. Now, when somebody fills that form out and clicks on submit, it will eventually go to the thank you page. And that's why I've got a conversion defined here, which is a thank you page. You don't need to go ahead and define any conversions yet, because as you continue creating campaigns and you begin to understand how your conversions, or when you have a definition of what your conversions are, you can come back and do this. However, the most important thing that we're going to do next is we are going to go to the matched audience, and we are going to create our first audience so that we can also set up a retargeting or a remarketing campaign, whatever you want to call it. Too old in this industry. Remarketing is a term used to make perfect sense to me. People want to now, it's in trend to call it. I mean, now people call it retargeting. So consider what you may of that. So we go ahead, create an audience, and you have a certain number of options to create an audience. Now, in the advanced part of the course for LinkedIn ads, we'll talk about how you can how you can feed LinkedIn your existing company contacts and create a really well-defined audience to market to. But in this case, I'm just going to show you how you would create one with the people that go onto your website. So you'd simply click on website, and you would call it, for an example, all the visitors to your website. So let's call it Zen Academy visitors, and you would simply give it the URL. Now there's options there, so you can do equals, you can do starts with, or you can also do contains. In my case, I'm just for the purposes of this video, I'm going to go ahead and put in the entire URL. That's all you have to do. And once you click on create, it will actually create an audience. Now, what does this audience actually do? So I've already created this one here. What this audience is because you've got the Insight tag on your website, everyone that visits zenacademy.com.au and every subsequent URL of this page, so that includes any other page after zenacademy.com.au, because it says starts with, the Insight tag will track them and put them in a bucket, which I can then later use. I can use everyone in that bucket to either do a remarketing ad or do other types of marketing. The reason we do that is because remarketing is usually much cheaper than showing someone your ad the first time. It's the principle of indoctrination, where if they already know about you, it takes less to convince them to purchase the product from you. So remarketing is going to be very effective in these things. And the reason we go ahead and create this visitor, this bucket or the audience here, is because it takes a bit of a time to actually run the whole thing. So when I create this visitor, you can see there's less than 300 people in this audience list. And the first time you create it, it might take a bit of time, sometimes 24 hours, sometimes even more, to create this entire audience. So you don't want to be creating this audience and then you don't want to be starting your campaigns, having it run for a bit, and then come back and create this audience for remarketing. You want to do this up front so that immediately after having created this, you can also set up a campaign for remarketing.